Alright, one more gameplay video today. Like I talked about in the Raid Raptor video, I'm revisiting this Ice Barrier deck that I made. It's such a silly, kind of stupid deck. It's really fun though. I just love the card art for Penguin Knights. So anything I can do to play that card and make it at least decent, I gotta be pretty happy about. This card really stinks to have in your hand, right? But there are lots of different engines, so it's like your deck's at least not dead. There are definitely some combo decks I remember with Cult Wing that if you had it in your hand, there was nothing you could do. Yeah, this like riveting matchup with Security Force. A deck that doesn't really do anything. Although it's really nice. One of them popped my card, and I forgot that it had like any form of disruption, which is kind of funny. So I'm kind of like going through both my engines right here to, you know, in a way pressure him into like choosing which one he wants to stop. Thought about having like Black Rose Dragon maybe. That'd probably be a good tech card. I don't know. Yeah, it would have been better here. Like this is fine, you know, like I'm digging into my deck at the very least too. Be able to throw a couple of these back to his hand. At least the high level ones, so we can't normal summon them. I don't really understand how they special summon themselves. I don't know if I'm ever going to take the time to reread these cards after I did the first time. I'll say that in like 5 years when I am in the finals for a competitive event after practicing forever and I just lose to Security Force. Mula Glacia, shout out. Yeah, it's that's basically the only thing you really have to. I mean, the first combo with Deep Sea Diva is kind of complicated. Other than that, the only thing you have to pay attention to is how many you have in your graveyard. This is such a good effect. Being able to discard 2 random cards from your opponent's hand is pretty nasty. Especially when you can give yourself a ton of advantage. I think I do it here too. This combo right here can't be Nibiru, obviously, because you're going to be able to look at their hand first, which is what I do here. Yeah, like the thing is, I'm going to be discarding 2 cards, right? Well, I might as well, like this one he can have in his hand. I think that'd be okay. I don't even know if he's met the conditions. I guarantee you play this deck, no one will have any idea what you're talking about. I'll probably do an updated deck profile for this one too, actually. I've made a few changes. One of them is, for sure, I know off the top of my head, is I had Atlantean Dragoons in the deck profile that I gave on my channel. That has to be at 3. It's an objectively like dumb decision to only run that at 2. Like that was the worst thing I had on that deck profile. Oh, I got rid of his normal monster access. That's pretty great. Demise of the land. Oh yeah, I kind of messed up at the end of this combo too, right? Because there's probably another card I could have gotten into. I can't think of off the top of my head. But yeah, Penguin Brave has to summon from the deck. That's like just the worst part about this. If cards just were slightly different, this deck would even be better than it is. Here I am playing Pendulum. Yeah, having Ash is great. I don't play a lot. It seems like all the deck profiles I do, I never include Ash. I just play I play different style. like I'm like this like master Yu-Gi-Oh player. Yeah, Mirror of the Master Ice Barrier, really cool. You can do the whole Gen X Undying combo with those 2 cards. With Miko, I think the other card's name is. A lot of your times your opponent will just rip off the GG. I don't even know if I get all the way through the combo here. So simple though, and I don't think the deck is all that expensive. It's just really needle fiber. I don't really like to play expensive decks anyways. I feel like we shouldn't be supporting that as a player base. To have the meta be like super expensive. Oh, Mecha Phantom Beast might be a few dollars too, but I don't think it's that bad. To end this with Penguin Knight, when like the normal combo is to do that, but instead with this one you draw 2 cards and your opponent goes 2 less cards. That's pretty nasty, and that's why I have so many hand traps in this deck. Is the possibility of drawing so far into it. It's just more disruption, because at the end of this, I mean, it's just bouncing 2 monsters, which is decent enough. But you'd rather have something else. What else do we have here? Yeah, there's probably a few things I'd actually like to change about this. Definitely need some lightning storms. I'm so glad I'll be able to use that soon. Just really helps out casual strategies a lot. Definitely just feels like a card that should be easily accessible. I could go the regular route here, and I might. No, yeah, I can just go into Trishula too. Because if he's playing Wabaku, he probably doesn't have monsters in his deck anyways. Yeah, he had the Lightning Storm in his hand. That's super unfortunate. This isn't exactly a grindy type deck, but, I mean, Gen X controller beatdown. It's fine because you can go through alternate kind of paths. And at the very least, Deep Sea Diva, you can, basically stop the combo short and go into Borload Savage Dragon. It's in the combo video that I made for this deck, too. So at least you're not, completely dead out of the water if you've used your Penguin Knight already. Dogmatic of Punishment is a beastly. I have to take out the Gen X controller. I feel like actually it's probably a big waste. Who knows? Yeah, Chain Disruption. I think it's based on Rose. Yeah, I just have to play around them. I don't think that card's very good, so that's pretty neat. And looks like I have about 3 more duels here. This is so unfortunate, right? To have, this is one of the cards that you really just can't draw. There are some bricks in the deck too that you you technically can, and it's not horrible because of the more of grade. But obviously, Gen X controller is a dark. Yeah, if they made something, if they made a Gen X controller, basically the same exact card, but they made it a water reptile or sea serpent, whatever the heck they want to call it, aqua. It's kind of annoying actually to think about how many different types there are for water. You think it'd really help if they were a little more condensed. I draw another brick technically. Although it's, if, of the things you can set, I guess it's not the worst. Yeah, no, this is the first time I've ever seen someone use Underdog. I don't think it's very good. Yeah, let's see if I can get another play starter, and luckily I do. So now I can kind of go off, as the kids say. We'll see where I end up going with this. Yeah, it sucks because you want to summon the Moon and Glacia and be able to get rid of all the cards in his hand, but you have to use the effective Deep Sea Minstrel just to get enough cards in the graveyard. Although it may be too late now because this was kind of my backup plan. Yeah, and when you go through this combo, it also lets you use some of the new synchros too. There's a lot of different ways you can take this. Yeah, I really love the design of this card. It's one of the reasons I kind of play this deck. And it doesn't matter. I don't really use any effects during my opponent's turn ever. So the fact that this is negated doesn't really do anything for me. Playing Stigmatica. I think it's the new, this kind of stuff. This deck's actually pretty good, so we'll see what I can do against it. Interesting matchup at the very least. Link Spider. I don't think I've shown this combo in this video yet. I'll try to remember to link the combo tutorials for these if you don't really understand what's going on. Halley Firebrex actually gives you a lot of flexibility. Because if someone were to infinite impermanence your Penguin, you could synchro summon instead, and that would be really nice. I don't want Construct to hit the graveyard, because otherwise it'll activate its effect. So might as well bounce that up. And the nice thing is I can go into Borload Savage Dragon now. So a decent level of disruption. Plus I have the follow-up, right? The Mirror Master for other synchro plays. Maybe I can go into the new Trishula. And he wasn't able to use this field spell. I think you got to be careful by adding too much. I think that might be the problem. I don't know if I kind of envisioned it playing with Shadal. But yeah, I can negate that. And then, everything else would have been banished on his field by revealing that, which is nice. And we'll play against Thunder Dragon here. The more I agreed, obviously, comes in clutch quite handily. So that's the thing, right? The Penguin is normally a brick, but it can also be used as fodder to draw deep into your deck and hopefully find one of your 9-play starters. Technically 12 because of the search spell for Ice Barriers. I think it's called Mirror. Yeah, these actually don't do very well in the graveyard. Kind of needs them banished, I think. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, but this is a very monster-heavy deck. I feel like I have the advantage no matter what. Especially when he's only going to be down to, what, 4 cards to start out with? And we'll see what I draw off of number 60. Yeah, Medallion's fine. I essentially have everything that I need, right? Penguin Brave is going to be able to get me here. No hand traps, which is nuts. I have so many in the deck. You would think I'd have one of them, but whatever. And he was actually just surrendered from right there. So what are you going to do? Yeah, that's Ice Barriers. In case you guys haven't seen it yet, I kind of made it a long time ago, and I haven't made a video about it since. I thought I'd revisit it. I thought it was really fun. And again, I'll try to be back on a regular content schedule starting next week, now that I'm kind of getting ahead of my schedule finally for a long time. But yeah, thanks for watching all my videos today, guys, and I'll see you next time.